What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Motortown. And we are jumping right into things because I'm really wanting to get this depot knocked out as soon as possible so we can move on. Whoa, what are you doing, buddy? God, it's freaking AI, man. Crazy. Anyway, because I want to get this depot knocked out and done so it can help us run our routes. And like I said, we're jumping right into things, and I'm already starting to deliver some of this dry bulk over to the cement factory. Again, I listen and read all of your comments. I try to respond to as much as possible, but I know you guys told me that the AI are very, very bad at doing this, so that's why I am doing it myself. I don't know how many runs of this I have to do, but we're about to find out here in just a second. And then there's obviously a couple other things that we need to do as well. So, let me get this close and then see if there's any potential contracts I can grab before I roll in here real quick. So, I've been very, very bad about grabbing contracts and doing all that. So, let me, cement. Okay. That pays 30, that pays 19. So even though I'm only going to need 15 of this concrete, and I can only carry 17 cement per trip, I'm going to have to go back and do another one. So I might as well just do the one. That way I only have to do one trip. So I'll select that. That way that starts it. Alright, now I'm gonna have to go all the way back so I can get the second loadout. So, I'm not gonna bore you with that nonsense. So what I will do is we will cut back once I arrive on scene so you guys can see me pick up the delivery at least. And then, yeah. And then we'll go from there. So, like I said, stay tuned and I will be right back. Alright, guys. We are approaching back at the factory here to pick up the second load. It's not a crazy long drive, but again, we've done it so many times that, you know, I want to keep you guys interested and make sure you're getting some good video and not just the same old route over and over again. So let's pull in here, load this thing up, and then this should be all that I need if my calculations are correct. But we know how that goes. So as you can see, I've loaded this thing up. So we have a decent amount of product here, or limestone rather. And thank you for whoever it was that told me, instead of me clicking load, I can just hold the X button down and it'll do it all really quickly. So not sure why this time it's overloaded. Maybe I missed one last time, not sure. But I don't know. Now we have 18, so I thought it was 17 last time. Maybe I did something wrong, but either way, gross weight's over a little bit. I don't care. I don't think going this way I will hit one of those radar, but I don't recall. So every single time I know I say that, and then it's like I literally will drive past it and there's a giant sign in the road that I just either ignore or something or don't even notice, and then I really need I know somebody said that they were gonna put some type of like warning or make a map of it and let you know. Just like I said, Motortown Hub put together that little cheat sheet thing, right, for how to do this when it comes to the supply chain and like how many supplies go into it. That sheet has been extremely helpful. Like, I have it pulled up on a second monitor over here, so I just I don't have to research and go back and forth because I'm just bad at this stuff. I really am. This game really makes you think and strategize. Like when it comes to the supply routes and everything, like you really have to use your brain. And sometimes it for whatever reason for me, it gets overwhelming because then I start to tumble. I'm like, oh no, I need to run this route here. I need to do this here. I need to get this truck. I don't have this truck in my inventory yet. And I overthink it. And, well, you know. And then I start to just, like, I don't know, short circuit in my head. So there's still a lot of stuff I have to buy. Like I said, if you notice, I ran a couple contracts and did some things, so I made some money. We're like $500,000 right now, or coins, whatever you want to call it. But that really, again, everyone's like, "Oh man, that's a lot of money." Well, no, one truck I can blow through that in a heartbeat. And you know, the 90% of you that watch this and more than likely play the game yourself, you know that, you know, $500,000 is nothing. You could blow that sometimes on like one truck. So, you know, I still have to get a couple other AI trucks, run some other routes and set those up. I'm trying to perfect that. That right now is just the hardest to strategize. I didn't even know, and I kind of figured this out by mistake, that you can run, say like, I don't know, pumpkins or something, right, to a warehouse, and it'll store the pumpkins there for a pallet. So like if I want to run something from the northern end of the map, the southern end, and I don't want to go all the way from the actual factory. So say for example, the glass bottles or plastic or whatever. Well, right here where I'm about to come up to, I believe, that little gas station area, there's a factory there. And I can run, I'm pretty sure that I can have AI running the bottles or plastic or whatever product you have besides like a liquid to that warehouse. They'll store it, and then you can have another truck go from that warehouse, picking it up and taking it back to wherever it needs to go. I'm like, I saw that happen because I went to go do just a normal pallet job, and because I always for some reason have problems with pallets and AI, and I went to go pick up something. I noticed like, well, why does this warehouse have like pumpkins here or something? Well, because I had one of my AI routes combined with like going to a farmer's ranch and then go to a warehouse, because I was trying to, like, I guess double dip. The system doesn't know better, and it started dropping off the pumpkins at the warehouse rather than take it to like the supermarket. So I don't know. I love this game. It obviously still needs some tweaking and stuff, but they're doing a lot of work, and it continues to blow up. So I see more and more people playing this game, and I also saw something which was pretty cool, and I don't know if I want to dabble into it yet because I don't know how I feel about it, but and I'll pull it up on the screen here. There's mods for this game that people are making. Some really cool ones, especially for like vehicle attachments and stuff. Now, I don't know how safe that is to play. I know even they say even if you don't have mods, you should always back up your save, which, to be honest, I have not done, and I probably should, because if I lost all this, I would not want to be starting over at all. I've worked too damn hard for what I have now to freaking start all over again, but the mods look pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Like, all kinds of attachments you can do. You could, I think the part of it's like there is no limit to how many trailers you can have and all kinds of stuff. But again, there's always little warnings, right? Like I was reading the details and it said that it's not stable, I think, with the latest version of this game. So, you know, you have to be on an older version and whatnot. So, you know, all that stuff. And I know, like, you know, I know that I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world, but back in the day playing some older games and stuff, I know the risk you run with any type of mods. You know, even the old NASCAR 2003 game that I still play, right? I have that thing modded out to, you know, have all kinds of paints and extra tracks and all that stuff. So you know, it's always hit or miss when it comes to mods, but I've thought about it. I thought it'd be cool to dabble in and see what it does, because like I said, there are some really cool things that you can, it looks like you could add to this game that would just be great if it came standard. And I think eventually it will. I think the developer, the more he goes, you know, he'll add stuff, but you know, maybe some stuff he just doesn't agree with. And I don't know why I'm going here. I thought I was gonna have to get gas, but this is the intersection I was talking about when I came to. Oh no! Almost got hit by a bus because I wasn't paying attention. Another thing that I noticed that this game supports, and I'm definitely thinking of doing, is the IR tracker. I think it would be really cool to have this thing tracking to where I could just kind of slightly turn my head left or right and it'll do that. I've seen people use that in American Truck Simulator, and it looks cool, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how that would play in game, so I'm gonna squeeze in here real quick. But, and I preferably like to play this game in first person, so I think it just kind of adds a little bit to it. I don't mind third person every now and then, especially doing like some of the cinematic stuff that I like to do in the game, because that is fun to do. I'm not gonna lie, the game's so beautiful and the physics in the game are awesome, so to showcase that while I'm doing a delivery and stuff or a route is pretty awesome. But anyway, enough said. I'm rambling a lot. We'll get back. We're almost there anyway now at this point. I've pretty much talked my head off the entire way, but this second route should be enough for what I'm gonna need, so that way I can knock this out, and I should get a decent little contract to add to my little piggy bank there, so I can invest in some more trucks, run some more containers, things of that nature, especially fuel. That's gonna be a big one that I'm gonna need a lot of help with. Pretty much everything it looks like in this game that I need needs fuel. And correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but the northern part of the map doesn't seem to have a problem with fuel. Like at the harbor, you can just go to the fuel and you're pretty much good to go. Now south, you have to get like the crude oil and take that to the factory for that to produce it and turn into fuel. So, if I'm not mistaken, most of the time I am. So, correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, we'll get over there. I gotta slow down before I end up wrecking, because I forget I'm actually overloaded. And I noticed I never did get ticketed, so that's positive. But yeah, we're almost there, so I don't think I run into a waypoint, but we'll find out here in just a second. And yeah, we'll be dropping this off. All right, I got my bonus, got my contract completion. So let's hop out real quick and double check this just to see where we're at here. So yeah, we have 36. Again, we need 15, I believe. Yeah, 10 for 10. So yep, should be plenty. And now I just need fuel. All right, guys, so I'm going to shoot over to the harbor, And I'm pretty sure I could pick up fuel there, and then I can drop that off over here. And then I believe the only thing left is just to get some cement trucks and bring that down south to the site, and we should have knocked out cement at that point. So I don't think there's anything else that I have to do for that, but we'll find out here in just a second. So I'll bring you back over once we get to the harbor and we figure that out, so stand by. All right, guys, let's get this thing hooked up here. And like I said, I believe I can get fuel right over here. It's my understanding, if I remember correctly. I'm wrong a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the case anymore. But cement destination. I mean, there's fuel here to take. I'm just not seeing where I need to go. I wonder why that is. Is it just hit or miss?
2 hours later.
Oh, there we go. All right, I don't remember how much this needs, so... And maybe this will bite me in the butt to begin with because this took forever to wait for, but I'm just going to take enough so I don't get penalized. I don't think there's a... Well, you know, I know for a fact if I go like this way, I won't get hit. So you know what? I might as well just max out. And I can avoid the tolls. This should be able to do it no problem. Let's get our lights on here. And this should be plenty for what I need. Yeah, this isn't a crazy drive. It's not very far. And like I said, I am following my route to avoid any potential fines and whatnot. I don't think even if I followed the yellow route, it would be a fine, but I don't remember on the map where they are, and I'm pretty sure they don't put it on there for a particular reason, so... What does anyone know? I know this is random. What's at the military base? Like, I've driven past there before, and I think it was before the update, but I don't ever see any missions there or anything. So, is there anything? I'm sure there's a reason that it's there, but I did like a couple police jobs, which I feel like those are absolutely worthless, by the way. I haven't done it since the update, so, but I did like maybe 20 minutes of patrolling and like didn't come across any speeders or anything to even make it seem fun. So I don't know. But anyway, getting back to it, I just didn't know if the if there's anything that you can even deliver to the military base or anything. So man, look at all the birds. I never noticed that before. Maybe those are new? I think in the last episode I noticed. I was starting to see wildlife. Was there wildlife in here before? I remember there were like these weird hoofed, like, demons that you could like hit with your car. I don't know if you guys remember those or not. If you're like, I haven't been playing as long as most. But yeah, I remember those in game, and I really don't understand the purpose of them and what they were for. I don't know. But I just remember seeing them trying to cross the road, so I'd always hit them. And I thought I got XP for it. Getting back to mods, not only did I see mods with vehicle attachments, which were really cool, but also the decals. Like, I suck at painting, and I was trying to paint some of these to match, you know, like the Titan or something. I was trying to paint the Jamusi to match it because the body colors are awful on that thing. And it's just hard for me to do. I don't know what it is, but I'm not good at doing decals. So, but there's mods where you could do like, you could have your containers look like something from Amazon or like commercial. Even you could put like the explosive little placards that they have on the containers or the like tankers, like what I'm hauling now. So I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, definitely not showing up to this the conventional route, but hey, as long as I'm showing up. And looks like we're good on traffic there. Slowly back this thing up here, and I know right before I get there, stop. I think I only have 40 right now. 20, that's 58. Yeah, I'll just take that. Instead of doing another run of this. Yeah, 58,000. Yeah, I mean, that was a good chunk of change just for the contract itself. Yeah, those contracts absolutely help when you know what you're doing, right? So, all right, we'll leave that as is. Let's check this and see where we stand with the concrete here. Yeah, that's gonna do it for sure. That's probably overkill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over to the truck company, buy the cement truck. That way I have it, it's mine. I don't have to worry about it, and I can get NPCs running that. So, stand by. Alrighty, we're back. And there it is. So, let us make our purchase and spend money on something I really, really would rather not buy. But essential. Man, did I tell you how much I love driving this thing? It's a goofy ass looking little truck, man, but that thing is a blast to rip around the corners. Okay, 150. Sure, why not, right? 150 bucks. $150,000 is down the drain. No biggie. There you go. So now at least I'll know that's my truck running around. Alright, so I have that route running. So that should... Well, I'm setting it up now. That should technically take care of it. So go back to vehicles, go back to Mixy, assign route, cement to depot. And she's off. So now that's probably going to lose me money, to be quite honest with you, but at least I don't have to do that trip, what, 3 times we said? And it's just one less thing I got to do. The only thing that we have to do now is plastics. And I think all it needs is oil. Crude oil to the refinery. And then the crude oil produces oil. Alright, we're going to load this up with as much as humanly possible. Take it down here, we're only going, what? Shows 9 miles. That doesn't sound far, but it kind of is. So, And then we gotta drive the other oil all the way back. Let's get this oil down here where it needs to go. And then this should be plenty. A lot of driving. But that's the fun in it, right? That is the fun. Okay, we finally have arrived down at the San Ho, I guess, refinery is where this is. Pretty long drive, not gonna lie. That was a little rough. I did 90% of it myself, maybe 80. I will tell you this though, I am not doing the run to the plastic company. No way. No way. But let's get over here and see. There's gotta be some kind of contract. And I hope all I have to do is one run of this. I wouldn't imagine I need to do more. I think one load of all this crude oil should be plenty. But, you know, with this game, you honestly, you never know. Let me stop right here. Yeah, crude oil, 33,000. So let's select that. There we go, right there. Made a decent little chunk of change. Now that I have that, JG plastic drop oil. So I can only hold 40. Maybe I can't pick up from here. Yeah. I'm a dummy. So let's see. That's the drop off. Not a big deal, which I actually like stuff like that. Like right now, just because I've been driving for a while and I'm kind of like, eh. You know, it's a little frustrating, but I like the little bit of realism where you just can't pick it up from anywhere. You have a delivery point, drop-off point, pickup point. Like, I like that. A little bit of immersion. And I've said this in the past, but that's the cool thing about this game is that I could play it the way I want to and enjoy this game. You could play it however you want and enjoy it, and it's a good mixed bag. So if I want to play it a little bit more realistic than someone, we can, and it's the same game. We can enjoy it literally the same exact way. So I find that to be pretty cool. And getting out of here is gonna suck. Should have went on the other side. I'll just do X. That way it's fully loaded. Alright, so like I said, I do not intend to have you guys come with me on this journey. I'm probably going to autopilot this one. I usually don't, to be quite honest with you, but I got to let the dog out and stuff as I crack into the side. But I'm going to let this thing run for a little bit. And then I'll bounce back in and we will get this thing delivered. And again, there should be a contract that I should be able to pick up doing this. And I don't think I'll get hit with a fine the way this is going. I don't believe so. But I've said that many, many times, and then I have. So, you know how that goes. So let me, I'll get out of this place real quick just because I know the AI can be a little bit stupid at times. Alright, good deal. So, like I said, I will bring you guys back once we get really close to the plastic factory. And at that point, I honestly should be able to pick up Like, this should all be everything that I need for the pipes. I have pretty much everything else. So once this is delivered, yeah, we could run the pipes down, back down south. A lot of north to south driving in this damn episode, but it is what it is. So we'll get that delivered. We'll come back, we'll deliver the pipes, and then that's one piece of the puzzle completed before I get this damn depot done. So stay tuned. We shall be right back. Alright guys, we are finally arriving to the plastic factory to get this thing delivered. Unfortunately, I did get hit with a fine, but I did notice that when you are near that, the one area where they do have that kind of like radar set up on the bridge, you can take, like, there's an off-ramp and you can kind of go under. I think it's by like the racetrack or something. And I think you could divert and go that way and avoid that radar system so you don't hit the fine. I think it's a little bit slower because obviously you have to slow down, take the off ramp, and then you can get back on. But it was $3 grand. Yeah, it's $3 grand, but I'm hoping that at least this contract that I'm about to collect, if there is one, which there should be, will make up the difference. This is kind of a funky area, huh? All right, 33,000 contract completion, 55,000 for everything else. Should be good. All right, well, we have our plastic pipes. Now that I know what the hell I'm doing. So, let's get back down south and, yeah, let's get these things delivered. One less thing on the checklist there, and we can get this knocked out. Alright guys, we are finally at our destination. That felt like this has taken forever to get here, but we are here finally. We can drop off these plastic pipes, and then that should be one less thing that we need to do to complete this depot. Yep. So there you have it. All I need is one more load of concrete, which that AI should be bringing, and this thing will be completely done, which is awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Next episode, we should have this thing finally completed, and we'll be able to check it out, and then we can work on some other things that we definitely have to do. I know we have to get that Terra factory running and get one of those things built, because I may end up actually buying my own, but I know 100% I want to deliver one and see how that is, and see if the Titan can handle that big monster on the road. So thanks again for all of you that watch, comment, like, dislike, subscribe. Everything that you're doing is helping the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully you guys continue to like the content. I'll have more out as soon as I possibly can. And until next time, take it easy.